Hey Hayley, great article yesterday to kick things off. This is your first time captaining a final. Does anything change this week? What's the sort of approach to such a big game?
Yeah, I guess you kind of caught between, it is just another game of footy, but at the same time, it is a final. So there is that extra pressure, and being an elimination final is a pretty big game, and a lot of the girls haven't played in games like this one before, but it'll be about sort of settling the nerves, but building some excitement and really going out there and giving it a crack.
And I guess a big part of your game plan is built on tackling, high pressure. Is it almost you've had 10 weeks preparing for this moment and final?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that you sort of build towards throughout the year comes to final series. Everyone wants to play finals, and I guess at the start of the year, a lot of people don't want to talk about, finals, but at the end of the day, that's what everyone's here for. We're all, building towards finals, and obviously the epitome of that being the grand final. So certainly everything we've done up until this point will go towards our preparations for this weekend.
And looking in the midfield, Ash Riddell broke the disposal record last week with 42. Jazz Garner's impressive form. Did you try and stop them, or did you back yourself, Kiara and Gabby, in to play your own game?
Yeah, they're an incredible midfield, and what Ash Riddell was able to do last week was incredible. But I think we've talked about, do you tag, do you not? And that's some ongoing conversations with the coaching staff. But at this stage, look, I think we'll try and back in our mids to go head to head with theirs, and it'll be a great battle.
And this is the fourth finals campaign now in a row. You've only won the one final against the Gold Coast back in 2020. Is it time to turn things around now and stand up and stamp yourselves as a team who can compete in finals?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, losing a few finals in our time, it definitely stings. And obviously the one that we won against Gold Coast, unfortunately, the season was cancelled straight after that. So we haven't really had a great run in finals in general. So we'll be definitely looking to turn that around and use some of that motivation from previous years to get us over the line.
Hayley, exciting times for you. You said no one really wants to talk finals, but the whole way through you've kind of said right off the bat, no, we want to make finals. You're quite confident sort of talking about it. Is that your sort of approach, that, don't fear the thing that you want to be involved in?
Yeah, absolutely. I think my personal view on it is that, we are all here to play finals. There's no team that's coming into a year, thinking I would just like to, have a great season and play with friends. At this level, it's you're trying to win a premiership for your club and for your team. So I certainly don't shy away from that. And now obviously finals is here, and we can certainly talk about it even more now.
Probably looking at those involved, it kind of, I guess if people were making predictions at the start of the year, it's almost as we sort of expected, the teams kind of going through. Any surprises for you, or is that what you sort of thought would be sort of your final kind of ones making it through to the end?
Yeah, I think they're the exact same as last year, if I'm correct. So I guess there's no real surprises. Towards the end, there was a few there that could have sort of taken over with it, but look, to Collingwood's credit, their end of their season was phenomenal to make finals.
Who are you sort of most aware of, do you think, is going to, aside from yourselves, end up in that grand final?
Yeah, I think, we saw Melbourne at their best a couple of weeks ago, so I've sort of said if it wasn't us, my tip would be Melbourne. So they're certainly one that I think are incredibly strong, not unbeatable, but a very, very strong team.
Sorry, don't mind, my dog's probably about to bark. But just, there you go. Finally as well, what have you sort of, I guess, learnt from those other finals campaigns? Is there a sense of trepidation, or is it purely motivation just to be better?
Yeah, I think the feel going into this one is a little bit different to say what we had last year. We came off off the back of a few losses towards the end of the season last year, and coming off a nice win last week with Gold Coast, I think puts a little bit of confidence back in the group. We finished really strongly. Like I said before, I think, having fallen sort of at that last hurdle the last couple of years, making it to the finals, but not quite going anywhere with it. I think for the girls that have previously been in that situation, you take from that and you go, I don't want to feel that feeling again. For the girls that haven't played finals before, you kind of want to protect that and just go, this is another game of footy. Yes, it means a lot, but go out there, enjoy it, and just cracking really hard.
And just final one from me. Is it a timely reminder with the postponement of sort of your Brisbane Collingwood game to maybe be a little bit careful with the travel?
Yeah, absolutely. It's there was always this potential that it might happen, and it's gone and happened. So certainly we're doing everything that we can to mitigate the risk of that being us in this week or consecutive weeks. But there's only so much you can do to try and avoid it, and we're certainly putting all those measures in place.
Just on COVID, what are you being told to do? Are you sort of banned from going out in light of what happened before that Melbourne game?
Not necessarily banned from going out. I think it's just making really smart choices, not sitting in at cafes and restaurants and that kind of thing. Take away all that sort of thing. You can't avoid girls having to go to work, so I think that's the biggest risk for us is, what girls are doing outside of footy and work. It's probably the girls that you have to mingle with people at work. So wearing masks and hand sanitizing, everything like that. We've just really drilled it into the girls that how important it is, and everything that we did in Melbourne to avoid catching COVID, we're again doing here in Perth.
And I think you're going to get Janelle Cuthbertson back this week. It'd be nice to have her back in defence.
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't had her all season except for a round and a half at the start of the season. So it's been really exciting to see her build. Unfortunately, the incident that she had, obviously the concussion, and then the incident at training was horrific, and I know how much how much that hurt her physically, but also in terms of just not being able to play with the group for this long. So I think she's, number one, incredibly excited and ready to go, and the rest of us will certainly feed off that.
And what does she bring back to defence? I guess she frees up some other girls to go forward as well, doesn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. She's just rock solid. She's tall and incredibly strong and athletic. So to have that as a rock in your back line, it does free up your Onyas and your Emma O'Driscolls from those taller players. We know North Melbourne have a lot of tall forwards. So for Janelle to come back and be able to take one of those and put some real size and body into our back line is really helpful.
I just wanted to sort of ask, we saw Gemma Houghton sort of up and running and moving around a little bit last week compared to staying back, and it seemed to be quite effective. Do you think we'll see her doing more of that again this week?
Yeah, certainly. We want Gemma, getting up the ground and running hard and creating opportunities. We know that if the ball's not in her hands, but she's working really hard up the ground, we know things are going to open up around her. So that's certainly something that we're working with Gemma, is to get her moving around the ground, and it was really pleasing to see her do that last week.
Obviously, last time you played the Kangaroos, you were missing Kiara Bowers, and obviously it was down in Tasmania, which is a bit of their fortress. Do you think that her being back will have a massive impact on not just what can come out of the midfield, but also being able to stop them from transitioning the ball? Yeah,
for sure. Look, we know that Kiara is an incredible runner, the tank on her. So for her to be able to, she's probably the only ones that can go with an Ash Riddell in terms of pure fitness in that respect. I guess her yes, obviously she's an incredible player and we love having her on the field, but what she brings in leadership and just belief in the team is immeasurable as well. So to have her back for this game is very, very important, and we're obviously stoked to have her back.
And just lastly, obviously you have had probably one of the toughest years, like with travel and everything, but you guys seem like a really, really tight-knit group. Will you draw from your time away before earlier this year for tomorrow's game to help you lift?
Yeah, absolutely. We obviously we have a good record in Melbourne this year, and yeah, certainly we build a lot of relationships. And you know, you as a footy team, you're already sort of, you know, you're with each other pretty much every day of the week. But going away and being in a hub situation, obviously that's just heightened times 100. So we came together as a group and are even stronger for it. So we'll certainly take that. Everyone wants the same thing. We're all working towards the same goal. So to be a close-knit group and to have those experiences previously in Melbourne in the hardships and everything, we'll draw from that and move it forward to this weekend's game.
Awesome. Thank you so very much and good luck.
Thank you.
Just one more quickly before you go. You know, at this time of the year, finals teams want to be hitting form and hitting their straps. And obviously in the lead-in, you fell away against Adelaide, the Melbourne game, and now Gold Coast on the weekend. Do you feel like your form's there, or do you feel like there's another level to go to?
No, I think there's always another level to go to. I think we haven't hit our absolute yet at all this season. So, yeah, obviously the Melbourne game was, we'll sort of park that one, leave that one behind. But I guess our fourth quarter against Gold Coast is what we'll be drawing off. We want that free-flowing play and to really open up the opposition. And we think that we are capable of that. We just got to put it all together on the day.